Hello, everybody. The Astro-gravitational report today for the 20th of July. If you follow the report out there for the whole new moon, full moon, you probably guessed it. What I'm going to be talking to you today. If you haven't watched it, it's a very beautiful report. But talking about today in the morning, midheaven, it's going to be at the beginning with the North Node. You're going to be focused on what you need to do. You're going to wake up with this energy. And that energy is correlated with these unifications that I'm talking about. That is the union of the moon, Venus, Lilith, and Mars is been there in the vicinity. So basically, all this energy is kind of be like all mixed up, pile up. Since it's the moon is gonna be meeting Venus, and then it's gonna be meeting Mars. So talking about the intuition, that intuition is when you unified, you getting the feminine energies in order, and then you're gonna get the masculine energies in order. Currently, Mars is focused on the one thing, the growth. But proper growth within the material world, within the world of Taurus. We're talking about within this Taurus energies in that positions. But early in the morning, Taurus is the 10th house. Be in more professional in yourself in the material world. But in the morning, at 7 o'clock in the morning, midheaven is going to be with the North Node. It's a beautiful trines with these unifications of the feminine energies, which is Lilith, Venus, and the Moon. That is these beautiful unifications. They all three have a divine energies towards Pluto and Saturn at the same time. So those energies are going to be this internal union inside of it. The whole problem I can see there is the authority. Why? Because the sun that is in Cancer, it is squaring the North Node in the midheaven. If you put your authority in there, you are not going to be able to do. You have to allow the things to happen naturally within. If you guys wondering about it, what is this all about? Il Union in Malaga? The workshop is in process for those who are interested in the Twin Flame workshop. Soul Relationships workshop is going to be at October 6th to October 8th in Malaga, Spain. Very beautiful time. And Spain is going to be still going to be a very beautiful summertime in there. And the whole thing is already, I'm in a process to finalizing there with everything to be, and the more announcements what's coming in, but right now I'm giving you the announcements you guys to know about. So talking about like this energy about today, go back into the report at 8 o'clock. The rising energy is going to be telling you you're going to be dealing with this union now. You're going to be seeing that these unifications, this energies is there, because ascendant is exactly where everything goes on. Ascendant is at 23 degrees, Lilith is at 25, the Moon is at 27, and Venus is at 28, and Mars is at 6 degrees in Virgo. So all this energy is kind of like a transfer from one to another, in all these orders. And right now, this energy with the midheaven is going to be squaring that point. It's going to tell you here's there the pressure is, but you need to look with that pressure. Because the pressure is in the material world, because midheaven is in Taurus. You know, that can lead to this old paradigm, this old programming that needs to be fixed within the feminine energies, or understandings for the feminine energies. If you're masculine, that if you see that the feminine, they want certain things in the material world, is that it's because they were programmed, or that is it because the situation creates it. Is the same time the feminine learning the lesson is like not programming things about in the material world, but cooperate and learn the things that goes on, because all those three energies, they're connecting into the North Node. This is going to be the lessons today. What are you going to be working within, because the Uranus, it is squaring all that. That is are you going to be looking at this universal change of authority within you? because the authority creates the unifications. If you're not putting your authority, your personal energies, you to unify yourself of understandings of the energies, what are you going to do? You're only going to be dealing with the energies and going right there within the rabbit that doesn't know where to go. Or what the other expression is with the chicken with the head cut off. Because when you put your authority within you, your authority is connecting within midheaven, and it goes into Pluto through Uranus. But also at 9 o'clock, that energy is going to be presenting there. It's going to be presented. Also at 9 o'clock, ascendant is going to be exactly with Mars, talking about these masculine energies. If you haven't learned the lesson, nobody can teach you. But if you learn the lesson, you're going to know the right actions of growth within you and how you're going to proceed maturity. It's like, you know what? Hold on, let's see this. You know what? I'm not stopping you, but let's look at it this other side. You know what? I like to act in more wise. That's what Mars in Virgo is like, hold on. A lot of the people, it's like, oh, you're too stubborn. You don't want to act my way. It's not about acting my way. It's about acting the wise way. The difference between judgment and justifying is a lot of the people who has to learn in this. But it's the same thing, the feminine energy unifications in there, they have to learn the justifying. They have to show the justifying situations to the masculine, but the same way, the justifying of everything, it has to be understood on the other side. And it's connecting with growth, because that growth that happens within the feminine energy is in Leo. That is the fifth house, the kids, the growth, the maturity. So 10 and 11 o'clock, there's going to be pretty much good energy, specifically talking about 11 o'clock. Midheaven, it's 29 degrees of Gemini. That is a direct 29 degrees divine energies with Pluto. The moon, it is for this 29 degrees of Leo, divine energies directly in there with the 27 degrees divine energies with Neptune. As you see it, all this is coming into play. It's coming to tell you, hey, look there, look, unifying this, work this, understanding this. Ascendant is at 29 degrees of Virgo, divine energies towards the North Node. What are you doing in there? Are you unifying yourself? And this is why the union of unifying yourself, you're going to be able to pass that unification energies between you and your partner, between you and your mom, between you and your daughter, however your case that might be. But working on this, you also can apply it in all areas of life. It doesn't matter if it's a friendship, situationship, business ships, any ships. Okay? So I wish we can say, spaceship, but we are not there yet. Age of Aquarius, you guys get together with the Age of Aquarius, let's build this spaceship to get out of the solar system. Some people have no patience about this. But after talking about this a little bit, in there at noon, midheaven, it's going to be a Cancer. It's going to be like, we need to do this within the family. And ascendant says, like, you want a family? You got to have proper relationship and be mature within the relationship. Where does that come from? Ascendant at 11 degrees is in divine energies with the 12 degrees Jupiter in Taurus. Talking about this divine understanding about that both have to be present. Love and abundance. It's not about this Scrooge McDuck situations with money. And only money, 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 and there is no family situations in there. And it's not only like, okay, we got to have these relationships and love, but we don't have to do some work, we can just, got to have this balance in there. And that balance is going to be coming into the issues to some of you. So here is 1 o'clock. Midheaven is together with the Sun. It is opposing Pluto. Ascendant is at 23 degrees of, that's the rising energies there. They are in 23 degrees of Libra. There is a divine energies with 22 degrees. Uranus there. The universe helps you to understand this. But you understand through the conflict. when you go with depth in a conflict, you understand the depth of the conflict. You open it up like a newspaper or a book you're reading in there, and once you read everything, you got all the input informations, then you're ready to act. And what are the actions is gonna be? The action is that the rising energy shows you this beautiful balance with everything, with all the feminine energies. That is going to be a moment that later on, midheaven, it's going to go in there. It's going to go to Libra later on, and you're going to see it in the afternoon that all this inner work of unifications is going to be paying off to you. So the energies of 2 and 3 o'clock, they're not going to be very pleasant. In there, I'm talking about you're going to be facing Mercury. Mercury is squaring Uranus, and a lot of the communications is not going properly. Why? Because you haven't learned how to talk. You need to talk like a grown-up. You talk like a childish. You talk about anger and the issues and so on. People don't want to deal with that. People want to deal with mature communications. And this is why Mercury, that is in Leo, is teaching us of how to mature. But at 3 o'clock, midheaven, it's going to be there. Where? It's going to be on that unification point between Lilith, Venus, and the moon. The moon, it's kind of like a crossed already into Virgo, but it's going to be in the vicinity, talking about within 3 degrees of separation. And that is going to be talking about when the mother or the grandmother, I would say, in more proper way, that is going to be when a grandmother heals the princess and the princess heals the child. That is that unification, maturity, growth of 3 generations of feminine energies. That also is going to be presenting within you. That unifications to put all the dots together. You don't have to carry the fears of your grandmother within you if you're the granddaughter. You don't have to carry the fears if you're the child from your mother. It doesn't matter what the case is in there and all this. This is what the maturity is. This is what is going to be focused. It's going to send you back. How do you know you send back? Neptune is retrograde. Pluto is retrograde. Divine energies. Review, readjust, release, let go. Not holding these old paradigms. You're doing something new. You're doing something great within yourself. And that is energies is beautiful. Beautiful. If you take the proper energies, beautiful. Later on, I'm talking about 4 o'clock. Midheaven is going to be at Virgo, and Ascendant is going to be at 28 degrees of Scorpio. All these energies of the end of Scorpio, the end of Leo, they are interesting because this is a very fighting energy, very feisty energy. Some people, it's like, oh, it doesn't happen in my way. I'm going to have to fight for it. I'm going to go physical. I'm the warrior. Stay away from those energies. Because here is what happens in there. In the old programming, you have this energy. This energy creates expectations. Expectations doesn't happen. So here's the tower moment comes in. Everything that you did is crashing. While you're learning not to fight. You're allowing the things to happen in their natural way. They begin to be build it right. When they build it right, they have a better base. And that base, the things are happening the way it's supposed to happen. But that is going to be a lot of lessons in there. Why? Because the ascendant at 28 degrees, there is at Scorpio, it is at divine aspects with the 29 degrees, the North Node. As you see it, is all connecting there. But who is in 29 degrees of Libra? That is the South Node. The South Node that it's there, that gives you all this. Okay? Healing process in the relationships. So later on at 5 and 6 o'clock, the energy is going to be more calmed down. The midheaven, it's going to be arriving at Libra. It's going to be this time of, okay, let's do everything with peace. Let's go do everything with things. There's going to be a communications maybe from some other sides, the source. Inside of you, talking about Uranus is going to be a divine energies with the rising energies. So the universe is send you something, message, gift, situations, and so on and so on. So pay attention on that timing. there and talking about 7 and 8 o'clock, the 7 o'clock energies is going to be beautiful. You understand what it needs to be removed. But at 8 o'clock, you really have to, 8 and 9 o'clock, you really have to work on it. Those energies, those old stuff that did not work, you to let them go. Are you going to take the authority within you? Are you going to take this visions of before inside of it? Are you going to take that authority with Uranus and transform with you? Are you going to take those visions of the authority within you to go ahead to transform this divine following union inside of it? It's applied for both masculine and the feminine energies in you. What is your understanding? It doesn't matter what area of life you can be applying to a business. In the business, when the woman is more smart than you, is just cracking you over in the meeting in the front of everybody, how do you take it? Or you're like, you know what? The leader is going to say, appreciate it, I need that. And thank you so much for what you just did. And I'm accepting that. But if you're the right masculine inside of you, you're also going to be, you know what? I'm looking forward to cooperate it more. I hope you understand my point of view. And I appreciate if you and we can talk about this. But at the same time, the feminine will understand, oh, well, I smacked you publicly in front of everybody. Maybe I should have not done this. So it's all these correlations that needs to be understand how to do it, because there is a difference where there is no I in the team. But looking at within your own personal relationships, what do you do out there? What do you do out there? Are you the example? So it's going to be a lot of these unifications of masculine and the feminine energies. And at 9 o'clock, that energy is going to be really intense. It's going to tell you how to remove things, how to put things in different perspective. Yes, there's going to be some situations of fights within your emotions. Be careful with those emotions with Mars, because the moon and Mars coming in together and squaring the midheavens sometimes, you may have a lot of aggravations energies during at night. Talking about 9 p.m.'s energy. Because the 9 p.m. energy is squaring Mars, the moon, Venus, Lilith, and all the above. But at the same time, it's squaring Saturn. And all these squaring situations can really push your triggers. But if you listen to divine within you, if you know that there is a divine process in there, midheaven at 1 degrees, divine energies with the North Node. Divine unifications is from within you. Are you going to do it? At 10 o'clock, the holders crumble down. You probably in that beautiful energy that you are calming the situations from within. The rising energy is with Saturn. It's like, shit, I screw up. Jesus, I make the mess again. Jesus, what I did, and so on. Some of you is going to be like this. But some of you is going to be like, oh my God, I learned my lesson. Oh my God, I need to change. Oh my God, I transformed. Oh my God, I had the patience to handle this pressure. Oh my God, I can even recognize myself. I put everything together and I was different. And I acted as a mature way. You did that. That is your union within your own self. That ultimately leading to the union with another, understanding the wisdom from within yourself in a different ways. And at 11 o'clock, you're going to be very thankful about this, because you taking the divine authority within you. Midheaven at 29 degrees, it is in divine energies with 28 degrees, almost 29 degrees, sun, the authority in there. And you're going to find out that midheaven at 11 o'clock is a very beautiful energy with Mars, with the moon, with Venus, with Lilith. Very beautiful divine energies for flowing through all this. The lessons was learned, the authority is happy, and everything goes the way it should. Okay, guys? So that's what the astro-gravitational report for today is. Thank you so much for watching it, and thank you to all the new subscribers. We appreciate your comments. If you have anything, please comment below. If you need a personal reading, I'm available through the Facebook. If you don't know How to get to the Facebook? Go into the channel and tap about, and there is 2 links in there. The one is for PayPal, the other one is for Facebook. You can private message me on the Facebook. All right, guys. Thank you, and I will see you tomorrow, and wish you a great day. Be loved, guys.